right, so hello everyone, and welcome to the Culture Shock 2016 lineup companion video. I'm John Richardson, and I'm here today with Jack Tomaszak, Stretchy JT, your GPC. MEC. Your GPC from last year. MEC this year. No, please come back. Please don't.
If you're going to insult me like that...
Everyone has left me, Jack. You can't leave me too. That's not a lie, folks. Everyone has abandoned me. But on a more positive note, today we're here to talk a little bit about the Culture Shock lineup. By now you've got all of the bands and artists and comedians, obviously, but we're going to talk about it, and Jack's going to give us a little background information and let you know what to expect. So, starting with the first act on Friday, Gemma.
Hey, Gemma is from New York City, side project of a band called Ava Luna, who are a very big hit around these parts. Smooth R&B with a little bit of that Brooklyn kind of DIY spirit. Gonna be wonderful.
All right, very cool. Moving right along, next act on the lineup, Xenia Rubinos.
Please. Xenia Rubinos, also from the city, played here a couple years ago with Man Man. She killed it. I saw people twerking during it. Keyboard-oriented, filthy. Everything's on the lineup is filthy, but high energy, just keyboard or bass and drums, just high energy, Latin-influenced music.
Very cool. So we can expect some twerking even before sundown on Friday.
Oh, of course.
Oh wow, folks, that's big. All right. Next up, Diane Cluck.
Diane Cluck is a wonderful folk artist, kind of adjacent to our good friend Jeffrey Lewis. Will be your kind of dose of kind of that low-key, mellow acoustic folk with a lot of kind of non-Western influences thrown in there for good measure. Yeah, she's great.
All right,
yeah.
So a little bit of a cool down after all the twerking.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, yeah. Well, it's good to breathe. Maybe that's when we'll all refresh ourselves with some water from PTV water bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Beach Slang.
Beach Slang are a wonderful rock and roll group from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. High energy, high spirited. If the Goo Goo Dolls were a little bit more punk or never lost their punk edge. The most positive, high energy, or not high energy, but the most positive overall, and throw up your devil horns in a rock and roll kind of spirit kind of thing on this lineup.
All right, so shush the pasture away because we're gonna be doing some of this. Next, you said this to me before we started recording. I don't want to mess up this name. You could.
Yeah, you forgot already? Aparna Sherla.
Okay.
Great comedian from Brooklyn. A great, really goofy, kind of. I don't really know how to describe her aside from just the fact that she's just so aware and biting and just like, oh God, she's wonderful. Yeah, you're gonna love it. I guarantee it.
Sure. All right.
Yeah.
Some belly laughs.
Some belly laughs. Oh, absolutely.
Fantastic. All right, moving right along. Looks like we're back to music with Phony People.
Phony People, another New York kind of hip-hop group. Full band. A lot of people who go to Purchase have a lot of connections to this band for some reason. I think they all went to like LaGuardia or someone like that. But basically they were hugely requested, as was everyone on this list. But really, again, live instrumentation, combination of hip-hop with a little bit of R&B thrown in, just overall really positive music, really just a good communal time with those guys.
Fantastic. Now, you're obviously going to be running around this entire event. You run the place, but I think I know that for this next one, I know where I'm going to find you, and it's going to be watching this band rocking your little heart out. Tiger's Jaw.
Yeah, they are one of my favorite bands overall, but they're also a band that has been, again, hugely requested over the last 3 years, so I've never really got a chance to really pull the trigger on either as GBC or now. And I'm really thrilled that we were able to do it. If you're not familiar with them, they are kind of a combination of like Saves the Day and Fleetwood Mac. A lot of people compare them to Brand New as well. What you'll get is some really sweet harmonies, some really great, group and communal kind of feelings and vibes with this very fun indie rock 5-piece. Yeah.
Perhaps a show where you could put an arm around a buddy?
Absolutely, and cry a little bit too.
Nice. Well, you know, if anybody wants to do that with me, that would be nice because I'm very lonely. All right, moving right along. Justine Skye.
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 We
Jack doesn't have the best handwriting, folks.
Yeah, I'm
You
sorry.
know, you can be great at booking events, but terrible at writing with your hand.
Yes, my hands are small, I know. And Justine Skye is a wonderful, I've been saying wonderful for everyone, but I didn't say to get out of that mindset. But she is someone, again, who has been kind of on the rise for the last couple of years in terms of kind of the world of kind of R&B, and now has been taking a little bit more of a kind of pop kind of edge to a lot of her stuff. A lot of her newer stuff sounds a lot like Rihanna in a very good way.
Cool.
Yeah, she's a person who kind of had this like kind of come up with a lot of people who go here around the same age as us. Came up on Tumblr, and you'll see again a lot of just again high energy kind of R&B and kind of hip hop tinged pop throughout her set. It's gonna be wonderful.
Terrific.
Wonderful.
And now for the big headliner of Friday, very exciting, Thunderkat.
Yeah, Thunderkat. Adjacent to people like Kamasi Washington, people like Kendrick Lamar, adjacent to Flying Lotus as well on the Brain Fear label. A bass virtuoso, bringing the smoothest of R&B and the grimiest of funk to the Culture Shock stage at the end of night one, which will get your spirits high as we move into Saturday. Again, Thunderkat has been someone who kind of toes the line between jazz, hip hop, funk, R&B, a lot of these different genres, and a little bit of progressive rock as well. So overall, just a great kind of crowd pleaser to end the night, and someone again who's been just kind of hugely requested, and really pleased his punch on that grab right there.
Yeah, no, so it looks like we've got a pretty huge spread on that first day, but now we're moving into the big day, TGIS, Saturday.
It's not really, it's a bigger day. I wouldn't say it's the big day.
Well, it's the big day of my week, every week, so.
Yes, hey,
I love Saturday.
Right.
Yes, so, moving right along. Latin Heartbeat Orchestra starts things out.
Yes, Latin Heartbeat Orchestra from Hartford, Connecticut, a absolutely brilliant salsa group from around there. They are hands down the best live salsa group I've ever seen. It's going to be kind of an extended set from them, around 45 minutes. It's going to be like a salsa brunch type thing. That's what we're kind of billing it as. So bring your orange juice and all that stuff, and get ready to have to boogie your little butt off for them.
Yeah, you heard it here, folks. Orange juice. Okay, so next up, Emperor X.
Emperor X, from currently out of Berlin, Germany, but been based around the U.S. for many, many years. Seeing Emperor X when I was a freshman here with a couple other people changed my life, as did many other people in my graduating class, and has performed multiple times with the students since. Hasn't been back to the U.S. for a while due to a number of stipulations, but now on his kind of huge kind of victory lap kind of tour after beating cancer last year, he is going to be gracing our stage. Wonderful. Some of the tracks might be a little bit more folky, a little bit more folk punky. Some of the tracks might be more like German techno. So he has such a vast catalog, I guess, and repository of musical styles that will certainly come out during his set. Do not miss that set. Don't miss any of the sets, but in particular, if you have to miss something, don't miss Emperor X.
Yeah, don't do it. I swear
my
to
God.
Don't do it. Anyway, so next, we're going to have Harry and the Potters.
Yeah, Harry and the Potters need very little introduction to people who have been around Harry Potter, actually, for the last 15 or so years. They're a prolific and legendary wizard rock group who are still around and kicking after all these years. And I think it's going to be a really great kind of nostalgia trip for some people. And just, you know, even if you're not a fan of the band itself, or just a fan of, you know, the literature, which I'm sure, you know, most people who go here are at least familiar with Harry Potter, you know, it's going to be great. They sound like they're just kind of nerdy and fun.
Yeah. That's how I would like people to describe me.
Nerdy.
They haven't, but someday. Next, Pile.
Pile are from Boston. They are a rock quartet. They play.
Means four, folks.
They play a style of rock music that is heavy, that is riffy, that is intended to do a lot of kind of 90s post-hardcore, like Fugazi and the like, but with a little bit of a country kind of twinge to it at points. A little bit of kind of an indie rock twinge as well, you know, like a Built to Spill or whatever the case may be. Highly requested. Again, haven't been able to come down here for the last couple of years. We've tried really hard when I was GBC and now I was MEC, and finally were able to kind of wrap it up together and make it happen for CS, baby.
Fantastic.
Another kind of rock and roll kind of thing, maybe, too.
Yeah, so bring out your devil horns yet again.
Yeah.
All right, so next, Gabriel Montano.
Yeah, Gabriel is a Purchase alumni, was formerly in infamous really, Mocob and Flex Points, who are a funk band from here many years ago, now doing solo work. He played in Whitson's about a year ago, actually just over a year ago, with a couple other people, and his set was just absolutely ridiculous. Funky, smooth. He's a collaborator with Drake as well, so you have that kind of bend to it as well. A lot of people have been already expressed their excitement about this happening, very fervently. His return to the Purchase stage. It's good to have him back as an alumni too. So,
all right, terrific. Now, for this next act, I see a little C written on this piece of paper, which, for those of you not in the know, stands for comedy. All right, so we've got Kate Berlant.
Kate Berlant. She is currently out of Los Angeles, but she is really on the cutting edge of kind of this really experimental, heady, but also just overall like just goofy comedy. She's been doing a lot of kind of one-woman show stuff out in Los Angeles. Has collaborated with tons of kind of East Coast people as well. But I think a good kind of person to kind of compare her to is Maria Bamford is kind of the easy kind of comparison, but in that same kind of spirit of kind of manic and just kind of wildly thoughtful comedy. Tons of belly laughs abound for that as well.
All right.
Also might make you think a little bit. So.
Ooh, okay.
Thinking
See, it's not all just twerking and belly laughing. You might think a culture shock. You might think wide open. Next, is this No Name?
No Name Gypsy.
No Name Gypsy.
Yeah, No Name Gypsy is a collaborator with Chance the Rapper. Again, hugely requested. In addition to her being requested, or her existing with Chance the Rapper, she has a ton of solo stuff on her own accord. Again, kind of straight up kind of hip hop from her, with again, a little bit of a kind of jazzy kind of thing thrown in there. But female MC is obviously very important to kind of throw into any event, and she is definitely a hot one right now. So yeah,
you can hear that sizzle. Next, DJ Earl and the Era Foodwork crew.
Yes, DJ Earl Footwork. Food. Yeah, food work.
Did I say food work?
Yeah, you said food work.
I'm hungry, people.
Yeah, so am I. Let's wrap this up. DJ Earl is is one of the guiding lights right now of Tech Life, which is a pioneering Chicago electronic music label and crew. Quick beats. If you were around for Traxman a couple years ago at Culture Shock, it's going to be a very similar thing to that, except he'll be bringing Earl will be bringing along the Era Footwork crew, which is basically the Tech Life footwork dance crew. So you'll be seeing live footwork dancing, quick feet moving, and it's going to be just that live experience overall will be one that is just incomparable in terms of seeing this kind of this genre of music live. So be a lot of different options for footwork or electronic kind of DJ kind of thing, and this was the one that I knew that would be the most engaging live, aside from just some guy up there going.
Yeah, we can have more of that. More than that.
We can.
Yeah.
And we will on April 23rd, guys.
Woo! Speaking of, I guess this is a good segue. So, speaking of moving feet, this next band.
Oh, yeah.
Hop Along.
Yeah, Hop Along. Yeah, you go boop, 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 boop. Hop Along, probably the most requested rock act we've seen over the last couple years here, after putting on a stellar LP last year on Saddle Creek. If you haven't listened to this band yet, which I'm sure you have after you saw the announcement video, but kind of your classic kind of Saddle Creek kind of indie rock, twangy kind of with that kind of a little bit of country feel again for that kind of stuff, but really cemented by Frances Quinlan, their vocalist's voice, just a unreal range and amount of power in her voice. Yeah, it's going to be another kind of hold your friends and cry kind of thing, but still pretty lit,
Awesome.
Rock.
Next up, we're down to the bottom two, folks. The Underachievers.
Yeah, Underachievers. Great Brooklyn rap duo. Been kicking around for a long while. Again, highly requested over the last couple of years, and just as they grow more and more large, as they put out records. They just put a record very recently. They just continue to spiral up in terms of people who want to see them. This will kind of be what if you enjoyed Mick Jenkins or any of the hip hop the last couple of years, this will be your best kind of time to experience something like that during this festival. They're adjacent to people like Flatbush Zombies. They're adjacent to a lot of New York stuff, obviously. Joey Badass and the like. So, be on your feet for that one. They have an infectious live energy. Two guys just kind of jumping around and going like this, and really great hip hop from the city right now.
Yeah, sounds good. And then last, certainly not least, the grand finale, the headliner of Saturday evening at Culture Shock 2016, Kalani.
Yes, Kalani. This is someone who I think is kind of a left field person to see, especially on the lineup. But I think I am so excited for her. Just nominated for a Grammy for her mixtape, which is kind of unprecedented. She put out a mixtape and was got that nominated for a Grammy. That doesn't really happen all that often, if ever. She put out this mixtape last year called "You Should Be Here," and it is really again. In this kind of pop, canon, very similar to Aaliyah kind of thing, carrying the torch of pop, kind of 90s and early 2000s pop gone by, with obviously a little bit of a modern spin on it all. This is someone who I've been kind of having floating in the back of my mind, for a while. I wasn't sure if it was going to be feasible for us to kind of pull it off. But we did, and I'm thrilled for it. There's another kind of set. We'll expect live dancers and empowerment and just good vibes to close out the evening and close out your weekend with us out in the admissions parking lot, doing all of those fun, culture shocky things.
Terrific. So there is your lineup. There's some info on all the acts, what to expect. Jack, do you have any closing words about these artists or the event itself?
Yeah, I will say I worked incredibly hard over the last 4 or 5 months to pull this thing together, and I'm really psyched that now it's all out into the open and people are able to kind of react to it and get excited for it. If you're not interested, if you're not already into or fans of some of these artists, I think very easy to kind of Google search some of them and get you a little more info on what they're like. Hopefully what I was able to say helped out with that as well. but we're also going to be on the internet, kind of hyping up a lot of this as well. So please be sure to be in the Culture Shock Facebook event, as well as the Culture Shock Tumblr, which is cultureshock2016.tumblr.com, where I'll be posting a little bit of goofy little updates on people, if someone drops a new single, or if I find something on the internet that's like a cool thing about someone on the lineup, I'll post it there and you'll be able to see it. I'll be keeping everyone up to date with all that kind of stuff, in addition to other fun stuff like vendors and food trucks and all of that auxiliary fun stuff. Culture Shock 2016 is going to be lit.
All right.
As they say.
You heard it here. It's going to be lit.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope you all are too.
Yeah, so with that, listen to the bands.
That's disgusting.
Listen to the artists. Listen to the comedy. And we will see you in the admissions parking lot. And watch PTV too, at any time, not just during Culture Shock. Bye. Thank you, Jack.